Today we're going to talk about 4-color process. I have a sample that I did yesterday. Today I came in a little bit earlier than normal so I can warm everything up. This morning was 40 degrees, so we need to come in, get the boards going. I'm changing the palette peel currently, but I'm going to show you a sample of what the 4-color process print looks like. This is from yesterday's sample. So this is another job that we're doing for Takuma. We do have another screen that has a text down here. It says, "Nobody's fool." I believe that's what it says. I got the screen drawing. This is going to be the sample print for the white and gray garments. I have a base that's going to have the text in white for the black ones. But let's go ahead and show you the process of how we set this up and what screens we used. Okay, so you may be wondering why I'm changing the palette peel. The answer to that is very simple. We've been using this palette peel for the past week or so. So it's been building some lint, and we don't want any of those lint balls, like this big fat one that's right here, to show through the image, because when we print 4-color process, the entire image is basically made up out of tiny dots. So anything that's underneath, once that print comes and goes on the shirt, it's just going to show through. Kind of like when you have a little bit of sand underneath a paper and you try to write, that little sand dot shows right through it. Same exact thing. Alright, when applying palette peel, the first thing that I recommend is that we use a brand new and sharp blade. It's going to make your life a lot easier. To not have any bubbles and to make sure that you put this straight, just line this up to the palette. Get the backing right off so you can start it. You tack the back and then you just pull it all the way through. So you tack it down, pull it all the way through, just slightly tack the front, and then you're just going to cut that off. With this heavy roll, we're going to roll about halfway through. Lift the back to make sure we don't create any bubbles or wrinkles. Then you're going to push it all the way through, come back with your blade, and simply cut off the edge. Now, if you don't have a brand new blade, it's going to give you a lot of trouble. Your blade is going to be jumping a lot, especially if your palettes are a little bit dirty. And like this, you'll knock it out in no time. So keep that in mind. Alright, so we started printing, and we started with the white shirts. So let me show you guys what this looks like as it goes around. So for the setup on the white t-shirts, we have the black screen for the text that goes underneath. We have the yellow, the magenta, the cyan, and the black going wet on wet. We have the black on a 175, the yellow, magenta, and cyan in a 305, and I have the black on a 355. The reason why the black is on a 355 is because I don't want the black to overwhelm the rest of the design. And with the 355, I can control how much less or more it goes onto the image. So it's not a lot of white shirts. Process, 4-color process is meant mainly for white t-shirts. And the job is supposed to be ran all wet on wet. But when we move over to the darker garments that require a base, a white base, what I have is a base on a 175. We're going to flash. We're going to print the yellow and magenta wet on wet. Flash those two, and then print the cyan and the black wet on wet. so that the colors don't get smushed. We ran some samples already and they look great. All right, so that was that for the white shirts. Let me know what you guys think. I really like it. We're gonna now start offering 4-color process prints to our customers. I was very excited when I saw Takuma post this on his Instagram, and he had done some samples that were DTG. So I commented and he said, you know, if we were gonna print these, we're gonna come here, print them at Vega Print. And sure enough, here they are, 200 pieces. And I think it's a good size run. This guy's doing really good. So we like printing for Takuma and they like printing with us. So this is another good example of a good 4-color process job. And I'm glad they went with it and not with DTG, because it's definitely possible. And I believe it's cheaper too. All right, Nate Dogg, you were the graphic designer for this job. You separated, you did the CMYK separations for this. What do you think's the outcome of the print?
I like it a lot.
You like it?
I was extremely surprised how it actually was going to come out when I saw the separations. I was a little worried. Thought maybe too much black was going to be popping in, but actually we saw it last night or yesterday, and it came out great.
Yeah, it did. I actually printed a sample on a black Pellon that you didn't see. Let's check this out. So that's for the black garments. I think Takuma's gonna be very happy.
So I might head to them up before these leave and just buy one.
Hell yeah. Oh, I feel you.
Too bad. I like it a lot.
Well, there it is, Takuma. We're gonna walk you one more time through the process of what we did here. Oh, do we know the angle of the dots?
Depends on the colors.
Oh, okay.
So
is that a default by Filmmaker, like an automatic default?
Well, Illustrator will automatically do that as soon as you do like separation. There's already the CMYK colors that you're doing. It'll automatically set the angles, the proper angles that it needs for each color.
Oh, okay.
Only thing you're gonna have to do if you're using like Filmmaker or another program, if it allows you to change the frequency or the LPI in Illustrator, you have to change it manually. Like for us, for example, Filmmaker, we have to change the dots in Illustrator. It won't transfer over to
Filmmaker.
And just because it's Illustrator's taking care of the CMYK separation of this.
Okay, so I hope that answered your guys' question. For this one, the LPI, we had it inputted out at 45, and the angle was calculated by the separations on Illustrator. So I hope that answers some of your guys' questions. But like I said, we're gonna start offering CMYK. And the main reason why I wasn't offering it, and I've been knowing how to do this for the past 10 years, is because we weren't reaching the minimums. Obviously, this is a 200-piece order, so this is way past the minimum, and this is where I want to be in order to be printing these kind of jobs. So good job on the separations, and hopefully we can get more of these jobs through the door. All right, so you guys heard it from our graphic designer. He loves the print. He liked the process of separations. He liked everything that we have done for this job, so he's gonna hit up my customer Takuma to purchase a shirt. And if you yourself like what we did here and you want to support our customer I'm gonna drop a link below for their website so you can shop. I don't know if it's Takuma.com, but I'm gonna look it up on his Instagram because I know he dropped the link, and we're gonna leave it here for you guys to have a chance to purchase one of his shirts. So one last time, we're actually gonna walk you through the setup, and we're gonna call this a day because we need to get this done, and we have a lot more work going on back there and coming in today. So here we go. For the white shirts, like I said, we did a black, yellow, magenta. We have the blue and the black over there going all wet on wet. Now, as you can see here, we have some of that black that kind of transferred to the back of the screens. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab a rag, wipe it off, because the next garments are the dark garments, and for that we have the white base. We're gonna dry that, remove this screen, and then we're gonna print the yellow and the magenta wet on wet. These are both on 305 mesh. We're gonna flash that right after, so slide that in there. There is no roller required for this one, so thank you, but not today. After that, we're gonna go with the cyan and the black wet on wet. So the reason why I'm not doing all of them wet on wet after the base for the dark garments is because now we have the ink sitting on top of white versus sitting directly on the garment. So when it sits on the garment, it doesn't spread as much, so it's not gonna get smushed. Now if we flash the yellow and the magenta, it comes dry, and now it's not getting smushed with the blue, and then all those three with the black. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just how it works for the dark garments on the 4-color process. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everybody's support. We are doing really good on the subscriber count, so please let's keep that up. If you like what you saw, if you want to support us by subscribing, we truly appreciate it. If you want to support our customers by getting some of their garments through their website, the link's going to be on the description. So please subscribe, like and comment, share this video, dislike it if you didn't like what you saw. We'll check you guys on the next one.